It was just a kiss, or at least that's what the world thought. Two people on a kiss, Cam at a Coldplay concert, laughing, close, intimate. But within hours, that moment would rip through lives, careers, and legacies. The woman was Kristen Kit, elegant, polished, accomplished. The man beside her wasn't her husband. He was her boss. And she was still married to Andrew Cabot, a billionaire, yes, but more than that. The last son of Boston's most silent, most powerful family. The footage wasn't explicit. No one said a word, but the way he looked at her, the way she leaned in, it said everything. 65,000 strangers watched it in real time. Millions more would watch it again and again. Not because of lust or scandal, but because this wasn't just about infidelity. This was about betrayal of bloodlines, of legacies, of worlds built on silence. In the days that followed, no press release was issued, no apology, no photo deletion. Andrew Cabot, the man most affected, never said a single word. And yet, by the time the dust settled, Kristen Kit had vanished, not destroyed, not attacked, just erased. And the kiss, it became more than a moment. It became a quiet execution, carried out not with rage, but with precision and silence. Kristen wasn't born into old money. She didn't grow up walking across polished colonial floors or learning which fork to use during a 10-course dinner. She came from the world most of us know, where success is earned, not inherited. And she was good, educated, ambitious, brilliant in rooms full of men who underestimated her. When she joined the board of Privateer Rum, a centuries-old, tightly guarded family business, she did what few women ever had. She walked into a boys' club with her head high and her heels higher. But there was something she didn't understand. In that world, belonging isn't earned, it's inherited. Andrew Cabot may have loved her. He may have married her, quietly, discreetly, with no public photographs and no social media fanfare. But that didn't make her one of them. She smiled through the dinners. She wore the family heirloom ring. She hosted the right parties with the right wines. And for a while, it worked. To the outside world, Kristen had made it. The ambitious woman had become the wife of a dynasty. But deep down, she remained a guest in a house built on silence, secrets, and generational power. A house where women don't speak out of turn. Where loyalty isn't just expected, it's demanded. And in that world, stepping out of line isn't a scandal, it's a sentence. A sentence carried out quietly, without warning and without mercy. The Cabot name doesn't appear on magazine covers. They don't flaunt yachts or throw Hollywood galas. They don't need to, because in Boston, when someone says old money, they're talking about them. 6 generations deep. From colonial shipping fortunes to industrial empires, the Cabots built a world where wealth wasn't shown, it was known. Marble estates with no security gates, family crests carved into fireplace mantels, and above all, rules never written but always enforced. Andrew Cabot was born into that silence. He didn't grow up learning to respond, he learned to endure. In his world, when scandal touches the family name, you don't defend it, you don't explain, you simply erase the stain. No press conference, no lawyers scrambling, just a quiet reshuffling and the problem disappears. This isn't the kind of family that sues. This is the kind of family that buries with grace, precision, and total finality. Forgiveness? That's for other people. In the Cabot world, mistakes aren't corrected, they're eliminated. And when Kristen broke the unspoken code, she didn't just offend a man, she trespassed on a bloodline. She tried to play a part in a story that was never hers to write, and for that, The dynasty did what it always does. It closed the door, bolted it shut, and never spoke her name again. Because in that world, to be forgotten is the deepest punishment of all. In the Cabot world, silence doesn't mean weakness, it means control. And when a woman like Kristen threatens that control, even unknowingly, she's not confronted, she's removed. It was just a camera, just a sweep across happy couples during a concert. But it stopped too long, just long enough to expose what no one was supposed to see. Kristen smiled. She leaned into him. Andy Byron's hand grazed her arm, soft, familiar. And for a split second, the mask slipped. To the audience, it was cute. To Kristen, it was fatal. Because in that moment, she wasn't the powerful HR executive. She wasn't the elegant wife of a Boston heir. She was a woman caught too close to the wrong man. And the camera didn't blink. In under an hour, her name was trending. People zoomed in, matched faces. She's married. She's with the CEO. She wrote the ethics code. The betrayal wasn't just marital, it was corporate, ethical, public. And for a woman who had fought her way into powerful rooms, being caught like that felt like being stripped naked in front of the world. No one came to her defense, not the man beside her, not the man she had married, not the company she helped build. She had broken a rule that men had broken for decades, but when she broke it, she didn't just fall, she was pushed. In that stadium, Kristen wasn't just seen, she was sentenced. No screaming, no slammed doors, no headlines shouting the end. Just silence. Kristen was never dragged through the mud. She wasn't humiliated on talk shows or paraded as a cautionary tale. Instead, something colder happened. She was quietly, exquisitely erased. One by one, pieces of her life began to vanish. Her name disappeared from the company directory. Her photo faded from Privateer Rum's board page. Her LinkedIn went dark. No farewell, no explanation. Even the ring gone from her hand. No one said she was fired. No one announced a separation. But invitations stopped. Colleagues no longer returned her messages. Rooms she used to own now treated her like a stranger. She was not divorced. She was dismissed from a life she thought she had earned. That's how women disappear in powerful worlds. Not with a bang, but with a withdrawal. A closing of doors, a shifting of eyes. A silence that doesn't scream. It whispers, "You don't belong here anymore." Andrew didn't need to curse her. He didn't need to defend himself. His world did the work for him. And it did it beautifully, without rage, without cruelty, but with something far worse: indifference. And perhaps that's the cruelest punishment of all, to no longer be worth remembering, to be alive and still forgotten. Kristen Kit may still be alive. She may wake up in a quiet house, drink her coffee, check her phone, but in the world that once embraced her, she no longer exists. There's no obituary, no statement of loss, just absence. And for women who have spent their lives fighting to be seen, to be heard, to be taken seriously, this is the deepest cut. Kristen wasn't publicly destroyed. She was simply removed from the narrative, as if she had never mattered, as if she had never tried, as if her presence had been a borrowed light, quick to dim when inconvenient. The legacy of Andrew Cabot remains untouched. His silence now echoes as strategy, even nobility. But for Kristen, the silence isn't elegant. It's exile. The kind of exile that doesn't come with chains, but with doors that no longer open and names that no longer return her calls. This story isn't about a kiss. It's about how quietly a woman can disappear when the world decides she no longer belongs. No trial, no defense, no second chances. Only silence. And in that silence, we must ask, what is more terrifying, to be shamed loudly, or to be erased so thoroughly that no one remembers to even whisper your name. In a world that often applauds loud power, sometimes the most devastating punishments come in silence. Kristen's story isn't just about infidelity. It's about how easily a woman can be discarded when she no longer fits the narrative, no matter how hard she's worked, how far she's climbed, or how much she's loved. So we ask you, have you ever felt erased? Not shouted at, not attacked, just quietly forgotten? We want to hear your voice. And if this story spoke to something in you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because here we tell the stories that others leave in the shadows.